Last week Europe's big wave season began with a resounding boom. Waves 15 meters 50 feet high lurched out of the Nazaré Canyon and slammed into Praia do Norte, a beach 125 kilometers north of Lisbon. More than 300 clifftop spectators gathered around the nearby lighthouse, which today has a museum of big wave surfing, to watch a handful of hellmen ride into glory. It was here that Andrew Cotton, a professional big wave surfer from Devon, made headlines in 2014 by almost riding out of the biggest wave ever surfed. On November 8, Mr. Cotton broke his back attempting a similar feat. Fear of injury, even death, explains why regular surfers have tended to avoid Praia do Norte. Indeed, Nazaré, the local town, used to be better known for its custard-filled pastries than for extreme sports. Why then has it become a mecca for big wave surfers? Local surfers had long enjoyed Nazaré's smaller swells, but considered the conditions too dangerous when the huge storms came in. In 2011, though, they invited Garrett McNamara, a professional big wave exponent from Hawaii, to come and try the behemoths that broke further out. Mr. McNamara duly rode a record-breaking 24 meters wave at Praia do Norte, and the news put Nazaré on the big wave map. The waves here owe their size to the shape of the local seabed. It is the end point of a 230 km submarine canyon, the longest in Europe, which at its deepest point plunges down 3 times as far as the Grand Canyon. Thanks to the canyon's funneling effect, winter swells from the Atlantic crash with abnormal speed into its headboard, less than a mile offshore, instead of slowing gradually as a continental shelf's shallower waters would otherwise force them to do. The force of this process creates Nazaré aquatic mountains, recognizable on postcards, YouTube clips and coffee mugs the world over. Upgrade your inbox, receive our daily dispatch and editor's picks newsletters. But though Nazaré huge waves are dangerous, they are peculiarly surfable. The underwater canyon causes incoming swells to merge, forming Nazaré vast triangle-shaped wedges, which can be surfed to the left or to the right. If this were not the case, the waves would close out, break all at once, and it would be nearly impossible to complete a ride. Although other big wave locations like Teahupo'o, Tahiti, Jaws, Hawaii and Mavericks, California are supercharged by underwater ridges and canyons too, their waves break in shallower waters. They are much steeper, and thus harder to ride, than the flatter waves at Nazaré, whose crest either crumbles gradually or lands about halfway down the wave's face, depending on the wind. Waves at Teahupo'o, for example, break in about 4 feet of water. Surfers there must surf in the trough, with the wave's lip curling above their head, before they are spat out at the end of the tube. Riding a 24 meters wave takes exceptional guts, judgment and athleticism, as well as a partner on a reliable jet ski to tow you in. But compared with other big wave spots, Nazaré is actually more accessible. As long as wave size continues to be measured by height, as opposed to volume, future world records for the biggest wave ever surfed will probably come from Nazaré. Its particular bathymetry, the measurement of oceanic water depth, produces taller waves, over deeper water, than its counterparts in the Pacific. Other beaches can boast of the challenges of steeper waves. Teahupo'o is renowned for offering the thickest ones. But in the big wave world, Nazaré surges ahead.